actually find that the women that come from a higher like that were born in London act more out of pocket than the people that were born in like third world.
You know, it's a perfect example of that is Ruby Rose. I'm going to bring up, I met Ruby Rose and she was talking about how she went to school in Switzerland and all this stuff. And she comes from a good background. She speaks like she speaks French, I think, and she's cultured, right? But then she abides by American culture, the Cardi B culture, where the role model is a woman who drugs and robs people and raps about it. That's what she's proud of doing. She doesn't cook, she doesn't clean. Cardi B is the example of a good black woman. It's a woman. So Ruby Rose leaves the Switzerland education behind, and then she chooses to be a thug, and she's proud of it. She raps about how like this is what the culture she's adopting. She's putting on a blood handkerchief and everything. She's adopting gang culture because that's more appealing to her than being an intellectual person who grew up in Europe.
It's not appealing to her. It's appealing to the music executives who have extreme amounts of stocks and for-profit prisons.
Exactly.
Yeah, and because I'm thinking of like my dad. He had a software company, and like they immigrated people from like super like India. They were in total poverty and they did not act like that. They did not. I think
the thing is, as soon as music executives develop stock in for-profit prisons, you can see where our music and our culture started to take a turn. Because where do we get free labor in America? We get free labor from prisons. How do we get more people to go to prison? Oh, let's stop having positive rap. Let's stop having positive influences in the black community, and let's start pumping out these rappers who rap about gang and rap about fucking bitches and baby daddies and sugar mamas and whatever.
Damn.
Let's start doing that.
And shooting people and robbing people.
Yeah, but you still have, but you still make the decision if you're gonna listen to that garbage or not. Like that's the thing. Like people keep victimizing. Like, it's a part of our culture. Well, go against the grain. If your culture is to fucking dance like a slut on the internet, like then go against it. Like instead of sitting here and trying to be like, well, it's in our culture to twerk and do all this dumb shit. Like what? Like I could make the argument. Well, I come from an Arab background. It's in our culture to hate America. Do I hate America and sit there? Like no.
Well, so bringing the point as well regarding culture, especially Caribbean culture, it is culture to twerk and whine. That's culture. However, guess what? On Sunday, rather than twerking in public, what you could do, go to church. It's a choice. So even though it's culture, doesn't mean that you have
bullshit culture.
Well,
you know?
and even being in London, like a lot of like, they still have stuff like that that's marketed, but they just don't adopt it the same way.
Yeah.
I think it's an American problem. It's a uniquely capitalist problem. And when you really look into it, if you want to follow the threads, look into for-profit prisons and the universal executives. That's all.
If I wish they stayed a little bit longer.
That's very educated.
I don't.
I wish they. I mean, no, just so that I wanted to go down the rabbit hole. Every time I see these women, I'm like, look, this is all Zionist propaganda. They're trying to make you violent people. Don't believe in the music industry. Do not believe in the.
Bro, those girls don't even know what Zionism is.
I know, but if they would just listen for 5 seconds, like we could tell them that everything that they were talking about.
They don't care, bro. They don't care.
I know. It's just
what? Excuse me. What?
I said, please do not use the R word.
Man, shut up, dude.
Shut up, retard.
You're a retard yourself. Fucking retarded bitches try to tell me not to use retard, man.
Oh, man.
Like, I'm not even retarded, bro. I have the highest IQ that you can never fucking
wait. Can I ask her?
You got dick brain, nigga.
Do you want to know what my IQ is?
No, I want to know if you can name 3 countries.
Yeah. Australia, Canada, and the United States.
Besides the United States.
And Canada.
Zimbabwe.
Okay, you win.
Oh, okay.
Can I ask a question to Pearl?
Sure.
So I know you said that men are better in every single way. Don't you think it's low-key like comparing oranges to apples? Like they're completely different men and women?
Well, they're both
men are from Mars and women are from Jupiter.
So okay,
let men go to Jupiter to get more
God he made it stupider.
My opinion is that women are weaker vessels. We just cannot do things the same way that men can. And the reason I came to this opinion was I was trying to find one thing that women do better that's backed up by fact. So, like for example,
makeup.
Maybe, but gay guys dominate the industry. When there's money at the end of it, James Charles is the top like YouTuber for makeup.
Yeah. Well, that's just because they're men and male privilege. So you know.
No, it's because men work harder and they're smarter. Like that's what I think it is.
All right.
And the one that I always heard the most was nurturing. Women are more nurturing, but it's not true. Women are the most likely one to kill infants. They're the most likely ones to kill the elderly, and they're the most likely ones to abuse children. So I just couldn't. This was like a year. I was like anything. Can anyone think of anything and like that I can back up by data?
I believe on the women abusing children part, but I don't know about the other things that you were saying.
The elderly.
Did you give up on being a woman?
And no, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that in the same way that adults are more competent than children. Oh shit, sorry guys.
Oh god.
Sorry. But in the same way that adults are more competent than children, like men are just more competent than women.
Maybe is it because they've gotten more allowances to be more confident and
no,
more...
I think
that's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
I think it's more different.
I don't know.
We have jobs that are. I'm sorry, this was me. But we have jobs that are given to us for being a woman. We have scholarships that are given to us by being a woman. Like I think women have far more opportunity than men.
This is the one thing.
And even if we get married, like you can put a guy in alimony, you can put a guy in child support. Like I can't think of a single disadvantage you have being a woman. And even in history, like we weren't required to go to war. Like men at a young age oftentimes had to go to war. Women didn't. The first female property owner was in the 1600s.
It depends on what country.
Well, I'm not talking about the country. I'm talking about the U.S., UK, maybe. But the first female property owner was in the 1600s. Like, there's all this idea that women were oppressed throughout history. It's just not true.
But what about these weak-ass men that rely on women for money?
That's a small subset. That's not the majority.
That's a small percentage.
Yes,
well,
it is.
I will say I do notice a trend of OnlyFans workers dating broke men because they kind of have to make up. No offense, but for like
I understand that because I have done that before too.
Yeah. And high earning women do it. Another trend I see in London is a lot of lawyers earn pretty highly, and they tend to date like personal trainers. They'll date like the hot guy. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's not the majority. It's a minority.
It's a very minority.
Yeah, because most women don't earn much, and most women have a ton of debt. They're not great with money. I seriously, I didn't start this way, but I just was trying to think of anything women did better. I started looking at our jobs. We have way more jobs that are useless. Men have jobs that are useful in general.
Have you looked into the wine industry?
Besides blowjobs.
No, I don't.
Because I'd love to tell you about. Have you heard of Veuve Clicquot?
I don't know what that is.
So Veuve Clicquot is a champagne. It's the biggest champagne house in the world. I'm sure you've all had a glass of Veuve Clicquot.
No.
What that means? Oh no, go to Total Wine. What Veuve Clicquot means is Widow Clicquot.
Mm-hmm.
So she was the widow of the maison of the champagne house. He died, and she took over, and that was the only way she was able to get property because he died.
Mm-hmm.
She invented what makes champagne clear. She invented riddling tables, which sorts out all the soot from the champagne. She invented rosé wine.
Are you promoting your wine right now?
Yes, she is.
So no, I just love wine.
But here's the thing. When we look at this,
when women are given the opportunity to innovate and the platform to innovate, we innovate.
When women are because that is still an invention that we could live without. The inventions
You're telling me you want to live without champagne?
Yes.
I don't really drink. I don't drink much, so it wouldn't really. It doesn't make a difference.
Most of the people do.
But I understand. But what I'm saying is, society could still operate fine without it. Where the inventions that men make and the jobs that men do, we could not live without.
Bro, this is the one thing that I think holds back your argument. I think you touch the truth on so many subjects, but like harboring on this is like it angers women, and then men are like, yeah, we are more competent. And I think if you explain it differently, like, yeah, men are more competent in every single field. We make more money. We're supposed to. We're the provider. But like addressing it by saying like men are better than women, I think holds it back because we complement each other. Like, it's not like you're.
Yes, we do complement each other.
Okay, you don't. But I'm saying,
shut up.
Like men are always going to be better at most things. You're measuring women's success and ability based on men's standards. Like we're gonna dominate in sports. We're gonna dominate in business.
No, I didn't. That's not true. I said nurturing. I said men are still better at raising. Men are better at raising children statistically.
That's not true. No, I can't.
Yes, it is. You're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Nurturing.
Could you
listen. Let me finish. You're wrong. If we include first the most dangerous place a kid can be is where? In the mother's womb. 1 out of women have an abortion. But if you don't believe in that, fine. In the first year,
that's not what nurturing
in
is.
In the first year, women are the most likely ones to kill children. It's almost unheard of for a man to kill a child. So this idea that women are nurtured, it's just not true. Women are the most likely ones to abuse children. They're the most likely ones to abuse the elderly, kill children. These are just facts.
Let's look at that on the flip side of how many responsibilities.
Wait, I'm not done. If we look at single mother homes versus single father homes fare basically the same. as 2-parent homes. We're single mother homes.
Oh,
so this is just facts. And I don't really care how it makes people feel if I'm right. It's true.
Well, it may be facts, but I think let's maybe look at the circumstances, because what you are saying is correct. Women suffer from postpartum depression because, let's think about it, men are said to excel outside of the home. Women, especially nowadays, a lot of women have a career and we are expected to excel in the home.
No, but it's even
pressure?
after postpartum depression. Women are the most likely ones to abuse children.
Because
that
men are the most
just a
likely
fact.
ones to not be involved.
No, that's not true, because if that were true, the abuse stats, women have spent less time with children over time. So if it had to do with the amount of time, listen,
Yeah, I would
they've
like
done
to know.
Listen, guys, shut up. My God, you asked me a question. Shut up. It's like freaking they looked at the numbers over time. This is over the last 50 years. Women have spent less time with children. There's more kids in daycares now. And yet the less time that women have spent with children, the abuse stats have gone up, not down. Why?
That's exactly what I just said. You just proved my argument.
No, because the less, if it was what you said, which is it's how much time women are spending with children.
That's not what I said. What I said is women are expected to do 3 times the amount of work as men in a relationship.
I misheard you, but my point is women are the more violent ones. I totally believe that. I mean, women have aborted a 1/7 of the world population. A 7.
But I want to figure out what's but I want to figure out when you talk about this, what are you trying to get to? Like, do we not? You're saying we don't need women? What's the point of saying that men are better?
I mean, but the point is that, well, one, I use that a lot in custody arguments. I think men should automatically have custody of children.
That sounds crazy.
No, because the kids. Why would you not do what's in the best interest of the child? You give it to the dad. And the reason, and we keep having this thing where we say women are nurturing, but it's not true. And so I'm saying, I would rather live in reality and we make laws based on what's true. Because when you have this stuff where we keep repeating something that's not true, that's how you have 90% of custody going to women, because everyone believes they're more nurturing. They're not.
You think men are going to be able to breastfeed a baby better than a woman?
Come on, no. Certain things I can't agree to.
Well, they're less likely to abuse the children. They're less likely to kill the children.
That's not true.
There's a story in the news. I'll give you an example of how this plays out.
Abuse is an outlier.
There's a lot of men that abuse.
It's not an outlier.
Their children that are women.
But if you go back to single father versus single mother home, single dad home, single father homes fare the same. Abuse is not an outlier. It's very common. I mean, there's just a story in the news of. I mean, you saw that 3-year-old that the mother took.
Sometimes even you go way too far. Like, you gotta calm down.
It's not too far. It's true. You can laugh all you want, but it's true.
Hold on, Sneeko, hold on for 1 second.
And the thing is,
how does she go too far? How does she? Just out of curiosity, because she just stated a bunch of statistics.
And men can abuse children equally.
Right.
Show us the statistics.
You can
keep saying they've been looking at the numbers.
Go ahead.
You can Google it. I could.
No, we can't. It's a girl.
All right, can you guys
One at a time.
Guys, you know, it's interesting because when Pearl was talking before, Sneeko was listening intently, and then the girls would interrupt. And then now when it's the girls' turn, I'm like, hey, so go ahead, you guys are all interrupting. So you're saying she goes too far, right? That's your stance?
Yes, sure.
Why do you think she's going too far when she stated a bunch of numbers?
Well, we all know her ideas, like what's like she's trying to prove to the society and everything.
What do you think she's trying to prove in your eyes?
That's what she say, that man is better than woman. And I'm like, okay, fine. But like then she's saying like, or whatever she said about the statistics, but she can't even show us the
abuse,
statistics.
right? The statistics about the abuse.
Well,
Hey, can you just please stop with the random interjections? You're not really adding to the conversation.
I'm just asking her if that's what she's talking about.
It's on Rachel Wilson's Substack. She breaks down all the numbers. Okay. I know it's a government done study over the last 100 years, or it's either 50 to 100 years. I can pull it up. I'm not making this up. And the thing is, I've seen how this stuff plays out. And it is the saddest thing when you see a guy that, like, he hasn't seen his kids in 3 years, you know? And, like, I interviewed one guy, the mom's transitioning his kid. She's literally transitioning his child. He can't do anything.
Yeah, that's a weapon.
And it's like, and the thing is, when we keep repeating this stuff that's not true, those are the policies that are passed because of it.
So what are you trying to do with this message?
Right.
Exactly.
But why does this is what I don't understand with you. Like, why can't information just be information? Why do you have to do something with it?
No, but what's your platform?
So what's the reason you're saying these? Like, you repeat this a lot.
I think you need to give out accurate information that's true. And when I hear things that aren't true, I think we should disprove them because it's not true. And so when we say, oh, women are more nurtured, it's just not true.
Okay.
I agree with Pearl. What she's saying is that we need to bring this information out because the mainstream world, the normies, all think that women are better at X, Y, Z, and the family courts represent that. And there's long-standing negative ramifications for believing in these myths that don't necessarily align with statistics and facts. So she's saying, look, this information should be put out there instead that fathers in general are better parents if we're going to go in a single father, single mother household. Men are good nurturers just like women are, etc. And we have some numbers to back it because we tend to believe the women's side and give women the benefit of the doubt, and we also give the children to the women like 90% of the time, which that might not be the best situation. So that's what she's trying to say.
Is that your agenda?
What?
Is that your agenda? Because he's asking, what's your point? Is that the point?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like, why?
Because most people are not aware of this.
Yeah.
No, and it's repeated so much. Everyone thinks it's true that women are nurturing. Women are nurturing. We're the most likely ones to
what do
kill
you think?
infants.
What's women's purpose on this earth?
I think that women's purpose on this earth is to support a man.
Fair.
Like, and to be with a man. I think it's
man?
different than I think it's
Where's your man?
The man should support you.
She said she had one earlier.
That's a stupid question.
Where is he?
She said, stupid question.
Where's your
Continue.
ring?
I want to hear you.
Man.
and this is the thing. Why do you guys get so triggered?
Because they're women.
Like, what's it?
They're
Like,
women.
what?
But continue. I want to hear.
I'm happy. You know.
You're getting to somewhere. So it's to support a man.
She said it like 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's to be with a man that they love. I think that's actually more important than having children. Is for a woman to be with a man that they love.
It was a fly.
Oh yeah, no, there's a fly.
No, she was like rolling her eyes when I made my comment.
It was a fly. No, it was a fly. Calm down, relax.
I saw the fly myself.
No, but I did.
I have a quick question
there's a fly here, though.
for Pearl.
Crazy. What? Go ahead.
Right there above
So
your head.
I'm not
Unless you're a nun, I do think that nuns should.
No, leave it, leave it.
That's fair.
But
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but I just have like a quick question. Do you think that like not just with nurturing, but just with like everything, do you think men have had like more of a chance to do like certain things than women? So maybe they're better than women in that sense?
no,
like,
I think women
like
have
jobs.
more. No,
or,
I
like-
think women. There's DEI hiring practices that give women like a special. I think 90% of scholarships go to women.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it's significantly higher than men.
But with jobs,
Wait,
you don't think
what?
that men have had more like experience?
No,
than
because
women
this is the thing. It's like a weird thing when you start interviewing a ton of people. Like, I've talked to recruiters, like corporate recruiters, and they'll tell me that they pass over men for like to give jobs to women.
just because they are women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you mentioned earlier,
and you saw that during like the Twitter, right? And all of these tech companies, when the rubber hits the road and they actually have to make money, they let go of all the women because they're not as useful.
Well,
I just think
I
it's
talked to some
facetious.
recruiters, and they say they hire women more because women are not scared to ask questions because it doesn't hurt their ego, so they learn much faster.
I think where you see what jobs are useful is when there is an economic recession and companies have to make cuts.
It was before recession.
Immediately as a business owner, I'm sure you have to look at who's useful, who's not useful. And the women, they all were the ones getting let go during COVID. They were, that wasn't even close.
Depends on the job, depends on the company.
In tech, that's the industry I was talking
I'm
about,
not
but you could see it across the
sure.
board.
I just think it's facetious to even entertain your arguments because of the fact that you're arguing with statistics without providing statistics. So I respect your opinion, and if
She has the information to back it up. I've seen it.
you know what? How about this? Let's not use statistics. Let's use what you're majoring in and what you do, right? You got a degree in architecture. You went ahead and you got a degree, or you have a degree right now in wine, and what's the other thing you do?
So I actually
The
work for a
department, I have
security
the-
technology company that designs facial recognition systems for condominiums.
Okay. So are you actually like building the software, or are you like you're working, or you work for the company in a more clerical sense?
I'm construction facing, so I take large construction papers and I plot out where's the best place for cameras, what's the best software we can
But
use.
you're majoring in
what's the best
hospitality
deal.
right now, and you're doing wine. So this is what she means when she say women tend to go into career fields that don't necessarily help with the infrastructure of society. That's all she's saying. Like, with all due respect, that's a useless degree. You have a degree that's useful, but you chose not to use it. Women
well,
are more
maybe
likely.
I will use it. How do you know? I got invited to work. I'm just
But you're not doing it.
thinking. but I will
That-
make
but
it.
that-
You're like 36 when?
Like,
like
My love, I
you're
have
on
mic
time.
all the time.
No, you don't.
like that all she's trying to say is that
That's
like
your problem.
women don't have infrastructure jobs, and you guys literally are proving it on the panel because you're saying, well, where's the stats? Okay, or why are we using stats? Okay, let's use some of the ladies here at the table. A lot of you guys are majoring in things that don't necessarily contribute to infrastructure in the world.
I agree with
and you
that.
have an infrastructure job, but you chose not to do it. You want to do
But I
fashion
will
instead.
do it.
The Department of Health, you asked for the abuse one. It's the Department of Health and Human Services National Incident Study, 45 years of data disproving the myth that husbands are the abusers.
Sure. But you said earlier, so a woman's purpose on this earth is to support a man, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How do they do that?
I think you help him in his mission.
Right.
I don't think that's always children.
How do you-
Some men don't want children.
How do you help him in his mission?
It depends. What does he do?
It doesn't matter. I mean, like,
What is like? It depends on the guy.
he's a businessman. He runs multiple businesses. He's going to the gym.
Okay, well, if I take my dad, for example, you know, my mom, she like quit her job to work for him, basically. So
To support him.
yeah.
And maybe like be the feminine presence.
It depends what you mean by that, because a lot of times when I hear like the feminine presence, it's always things that we can't define.
Just being a woman, being a soft, like a nice woman who could show up and bring a coffee. Like I'd rather get a
Yeah.
coffee from a woman, not a man. Like just her showing up there in that presence, in that mode. What I'm trying to say is like you're saying that a woman's purpose is to support her man, and it's that's nurturing. That's another form of nurturing and being feminine and being a woman. You serve a different purpose than us.
So again, if women naturally did that, why aren't we doing it?
They don't. I mean, they
that's
should
the
naturally
thing.
do that, but they've been programmed to do other things to follow Cardi B.
And this is an interesting thing. I've just noticed. I've noticed this where you guys always take the blame off of women and you put it on society.
Right.
But women,
That's not on society. It's not-
no,
it's-
but
it's-
you're saying it's because of the programming, not because of choice.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that blaming women doesn't do anything because we just try to like tell women really obvious things and they don't hear it. Like I think most women are not even capable of taking down true information. So instead of blaming women because they're always going to be programmed by the masculine entity that's around them. Women are not capable of independent thought, really. They're always going to download whatever's around them. So I don't even think it's worthwhile blaming a woman or arguing with a woman because
You
like
just argued with the women for like 3 hours.
for an entertainment for a podcast, right? But outside of this, I would never ever like if I saw one of these girls, I would just not ever like look at them.
I think that like not letting women live in reality just enables the behavior. That's how I view it.
But Pearl, you're not living in reality.
My point is though that men are strong. So we agree on this. Like men are stronger and more capable of independent thought. So we should be the ones to try to educate them and try to steer them in the right direction. Because women are we going to be honest? Are women going to change their minds?
No. They won't.
They're not.
They won't change their minds.
But I don't know what
way.
your point is, because my point is there's no evidence that shows that women are more nurturing. That is just not.
Well, you're saying that's what their purpose is. They should be.
No, I said that women should support a man.
I think that's nurturing.
And I understand, but I'm saying when women are given free will, they're not choosing to do that. So when women are given the choice to do anything, they're not choosing to do it.
Right, and I'm saying we should give women less choice. We should go. They should have strong fathers, strong husbands who tell them, this is who you should marry, this is what you should do.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't live like it's not happening.
My point is there's no. I see it kind of pointless to try to change women. We should try to change the men first because women are always. If we give them independent thought and choice, they choose Cardi B.
I don't.
What are you laughing at?
No, this is hilarious.
Are you on drugs?
I'm saying because why should we support a man if a man can't support me?
Yo, shut up, bitch. Let's just move on. Yo, we go.
I'm just saying. Why can't it be reciprocated? Why can't it be reciprocated?
Chris,
do you understand what I'm saying, Pearl? Because we agree on so many things.
Why can't it be reciprocated? It's a logical question.
Yo, you're retarded, bro.
Shut up.
I'm not retarded. It's a logical
sorry,
question.
Pearl and Sicko, we have chats we haven't read.